As we all know, that there are many characters in JJK that get slandered all the time, but there are 3 characters that can be said to be the bum trio. Today we will talk about how all of this started and which one has justified slander and which one doesn't deserve the slander. First, let's start with Yuta Okotsu, as we all know him as the second protagonist of JJK. Well, the main reason behind Yuta's slander is that he basically gets carried by Rika in all his fights, and the fact that his special grade status at the beginning was only because of Rika. There are also other arguments about Yuta as well, like he is a sneak attacker, as the only reason he was able to beat Kenjaku was that he hid until the moment he struck him. There is also him being pred allegations, which are quite funny to me, as whenever Yuta interacts with a minor character, everyone starts to assume he is looking for another Rika. But are any of these arguments good? To say that Yuta is only strong because of Rika will be false, as he was able to put a very good fight against 2 special grade sorcerers even without her help. Then there is the fact that he is still very young in JJK right now. Many people also blame him for sneak attacking Kenjaku, but let's be honest, what was he even supposed to do, as he also had to fight Sukuna after this, and Kenjaku is no joke when it comes to power. So yeah, Yuta probably has the least deserved slander, but he also definitely has the funniest slander among all. Now Megumi also gets slandered for mainly 2 reasons. First is that everyone in the show talks about his potential, but we actually never see him display that same potential, and the fact that we only get a glimpse of Megumi in Modulo, as he is told to be dead by the time Dabura arrives. The other reason is that most his fights are really tough, especially when most of the time, just like in the beginning of the show, he had to fight a grade 2 or 3 curse, but he was still gonna get defeated if Yuji hadn't eaten the finger. Now if I say that Megumi is totally a bum, then that wouldn't be true, as we have seen that in his fight against Registar and the special grade curse, but the thing about Megumi being compared to Gojo and still nearly got beaten by a low grade curse a few times is still embarrassing. I would say that Megumi probably has the most justified slander among all the other characters. Now Kashimo is also the one who has the craziest slander among all the JJK characters, as you may have seen it on TikTok or Twitter. Kashimo is mainly slandered because of him being called the 3rd strongest sorcerer and being portrayed as the strongest side by side with Gojo and Sukuna, but his only on-screen win being against Panda and some random people. And when Kashimo meets Hakari, he is defeated after a hard battle, and the same is done against Sukuna. Now Kashimo not being able to win against Hakari can be refuted, as he didn't use his curse technique, and Hakari also had the environmental advantage against Kashimo. Then against Sukuna, Kashimo did put a good fight before getting waffled by a gigantic slash, which Sukuna never used again. But the reason this fight was short was mainly because Gege Akutami had to meet the deadline of Shonen Jump, and that's why he had to rush the ending, and some fights. Now Kashimo can be considered a fraud for being the 3rd strongest and not justifying that title, but tell what you think about this and follow for more content like this.